Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening around the world. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Blackjack. Today, unlike always, I will not be doing a YouTube deck tech from the comment section for you guys. However, that is normally what we do on this channel. So if you're interested in having me put a deck together for you or help you tweak a list you're trying to work on, I'm looking for any of the 5 metrics in the comment section. A bracket, a budget, a theme, a commander, and any pet cards you might have. I'll also leave a link to my Discord down below. It's a great place to drop a deck list off and have me work on it. Today, however, we have a personal deck that I just put together in paper. I would do a paper deck tech, but the lighting in here is terrible. I still have not gotten a rain light or whatever those are called. I promise I will get one to make these videos better for you guys, but for now, I'm just going to show you Wilhelt the Rotcleaver. This is a through and through bracket to have a good time, sit down, vibe out with your friends, make some zombies, and slowly take over the world. This is not a super try hard deck. Obviously, you could scale this up quite a bit, but I'm really happy with where it's at. And realistically, I think the only changes I would make at this point is maybe add a couple more pieces of ramp. However, I put this together with mostly cards I already had. I just had to order a couple extra zombies. So we have Wilhelt the Rotcleaver. Whenever another zombie you control dies, if it didn't have Decayed, create a 2/2 zombie token with Decayed. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice a zombie if you do draw a card. So, unlike most zombie decks where you're just trying to build a mass horde and take people out of the game with attacking, Wilhelt is a little bit more Aristocrats, and that's what I was going for with this build. So there are some Aristocrat things in here that you are probably atypical for most zombie decks. But we do have 3 Lilianas. Death's Majesty can make zombies and then buy zombies back. Liliana can draw cards, make zombies, and be a sack outlet. And then Liliana, the Last Hope. Not necessarily good, but I had it and I love it, so I put it in here. Can pick off a Bird's Paradise early, and then if you do get to Ultimate, it is just infinite zombies. We have a Curse Marauder as a sacrifice piece, Blood Artist. We do have a couple ways to get paid for sacrificing. So you're looking at things like Blood Artist, things like Braids. We also have, let's see here, Liliana can flip from a sacrifice. Pitiless Plunder can make a treasure. And then you also have Undead Augur, Viscera Warren Soul Trader, Zulaport Cutthroat. All of these allow you to sacrifice a zombie or get paid for sacrificing a zombie. And then we have some pieces that I like just as, I would say in general, to be honest, there's probably 60, 70, 80 zombies that are worth picking, but I had to cut it down to 32, which I still think is a little bit too much, and I might cut a little bit further, but I'm really happy with where it's at. Cemetery Reaper pumps them and creates them. Crypt Breaker draws cards. Death Baron can give them Death Touch, which is sweet. Diregraph Captain can do a little bit of damage and pumps them up. Diregraph Colossus will also make zombies. So if you haven't noticed, a lot of the zombies we have, they either create more zombies, they deal damage, or they give some sort of a buff to your current zombies. So Graveborn Muse draws cards. Gravecrawler is a good sack outlet. Grey Merchant, pretty obvious why it's here. It can deal a bunch of damage. Headless Rider will make tokens. Liliana, we talked about. Lord of the Undead can buy stuff back and pump them. Midnight Reaper can deal damage and draw cards. Well, it deals damage to you. Machias is a great piece to kind of get zombies back over and over. Noxious Ghoul can be a one-sided board wipe. Relentless Dead, amazing card. It can do a lot of things for you. Rot Hulk can get a zombie back. Not a good card, but I do have the mystery booster version of this, so I had to put it in here just because it looks sweet. Shepherd or Rot can deal a bunch of damage. Stitcher Supplier as an early drop to mill some cards. Tainted Adversary to make a bunch of zombies. Undead Augur we talked about. Undead War Chief can pump them and make them cheaper. Zombie Master can give them Swamp Walk, essentially making them unblockable for a lot of people. And then finally, Zool Assure can allow you to cast them out of your graveyard. So again, when it comes to a zombie deck, to be honest, put in the ones that you like. There's a lot to choose from. I'll probably switch some of these over time, but these are the ones I'm starting with. Sorceries, we do have an MDFC, Agadeem's Awakening. Army of the Damned, probably not a good card that makes the cut these days, but I love it, so I put it in here. Blasphemous Edict is basically just Blasphemous Act for black. Feed the Swarm, necessary, I think, in a blue and black deck just because it's hard to get rid of enchantments otherwise. Living Death, Raise the Palisade, and Zombie Apocalypse all as one-sided board wipes, and then Victimize to kind of do a little bit of reanimation. We don't have Entomb and Reanimate in here. I didn't want to get that serious with it, so just a one-off piece is enough for me. Instance, exactly one, and it's an MDFC, Malakir Rebirth. Again, if you wanted to scale this deck up and put in counter spells and Cyclonic Rift and whatnot, you totally could, but I'm happy with where it's at. Artifacts, so we don't have many ramp pieces in here. Charcoal Diamond, Dimir Signet, Mind Stone, Talisman, Soul Ring, Sky Diamond, 6 pieces. I would go more towards that 10 mark, and I probably will end up there. But for right now, I'm going to test it out here. I'm not super worried about getting to Wilhelt on turn 3 because realistically you need to have a zombie that is creating tokens for Wilhelt to be really worthwhile, which is why I skimped on ramp here. I would consider it a cardinal sin for myself personally. We'll see how it plays out, but this is where I'm at right now. Ashnod's Altar, as well as Phyrexian Altar. Where is Phyrexian Altar? Somehow it didn't get in here. Both really great pieces for allowing you to sacrifice your stuff and keep the party going. You have Herald's Horn as well as Urza's Incubator to make your stuff a little bit cheaper. Skull Clamp, probably the best card draw in any token deck. Everybody knows that at this point. Swiftfoot Boots as well as Lightning Greaves to protect your guys. And then finally, Wand of Orcus can make something with Death Touch and then create a bunch of zombies. As far as enchantments, you have Black Market Connections, and that's why I had 2 Phyrexian Arenas in here. You had Black Market Connections and Phyrexian Arena as consistent card draw. Chthonian Nightmare, probably one of the coolest cards printed in recent memory, allows you to basically recycle and reuse zombies out of your graveyard. Dictate of Erebos and Grave Pact, probably pushing the bracket to likely to be cut, if anything, to be cut from this list probably will be these 2. They will warp the game around themselves and become really hard to beat for a lot of decks, but for now I'm going to start with them in here. Ripples of Undeath is more card advantage, and then finally Rooftop Storm. Not something that you really want to combo with, though you can with like Phyrexian Altar and Gravecrawler, but for now, it is in here just kind of as a meme, to be honest with you. Lands, we have 34, 36, including MDFCs. As always, do the best with what you have. The only lands that are here that are noteworthy: Accursed Dunyard to regenerate, Crypt of Agadim to get extra land or extra mana out of the creatures in your graveyard, Field of the Dead just because it's on theme, High Market and Phyrexian Tower as sack outlets, and then Unholy Grotto to put stuff back on top. But overall, really easygoing zombie deck. Just a tribal deck that I enjoy, one that I want to play with, and one that I'm happy to have back in my collection. I'll make changes over time and probably give updates on Moxfield. So if you're interested, keep an eye out. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Godspeed.